everybody, in this video you'll be learning about enumeration type or enum in C#. The agenda of my video will be what is an enum, syntax and declaration of an enum, assign values to an enum member, accessing an enum member, conversion of an enum. So let's get started. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to create a console application in Visual Studio. Over here I've created a console application in Visual Studio. So first let's talk about what is an enum. An enum is used to assign constant values to a group of integer values. So it makes constant values more organized, readable, and efficient. So for example, you have the requirement of storing the months of the year. So instead of going ahead and creating constants for each value, you can just create an enum and store it inside of that. So in order to create an enum, you use the enum keyword. So let me show you how we can create an enum. Okay, so over here, inside of the namespace directly, I'm going to say enum. And you have to give your enum a meaningful name. So in our case, it's going to be months. And then inside of here, you have to put in the values inside of curly brackets. So let's say, or inside of here, let's specify the months of the year. So January, February. Now I'm just going to go for the short forms. So it's proper. Jan, Feb, March, April, May 12th, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. So we have created an enum that stores the months of the year or months of the year. Okay. So now we have defined this enum inside of this namespace directly. If we want, we can even take it inside of a class or inside of a structure, which I'll be explaining in detail in one of my later videos. So we have defined it over here in the namespace directly. We didn't define it inside of a class or a structure. So in order to create an enum, of course, we need the enum keyword. And you have to give your enum a name. And then you have to have curly brackets inside of which you have the enum members. And they are separated with a comma over here. We're separating January from February with a comma. And then we're separating February and March with a comma and so on. Okay? So if we are not providing any value to these enum members, then the compiler will automatically do it. So basically for Jan, it's going to be 0. So it'll start indexing from 0 and then it'll get incremented by 1. So Feb is going to be 1 and then March is going to be 2. April is going to be 3 and so on. So that's how the compiler does it. Okay? But we can also explicitly or initialize this over here. So over here we can initialize Jan to any value. So like something like 10. Okay, and then we can initialize every other thing. So now what's gonna happen is the compiler is gonna start indexing from 10, and then Feb is gonna be 11. Okay. If you want, you can even explicitly initialize all of these values. Okay, for example, like Feb can be 5, March can be 3, April can be 0, May can be 20, and so on. So, yeah, you can explicitly initialize them to any value that you want. Now we're going to remove this initialization card. And let's take a look at how we can access the elements that are inside of our enum. So inside of the static void main, inside of our main method, that's the entry point to our application. What I'm going to say is I'm going to say console.writeLine, hit tab, CW tab, and I'm going to say what I want to print is months. There's our enum name, done, and then it gives you these suggestions like January, February, and so on. So we'll print out Jan, that, we'll print out Feb, just like that. And let's go ahead and run the program and check what will be the output. So I'm just going to click Control F5. So now as you can see, the output is Jan and Feb. Okay, let's close that. Now let's talk about conversion between enums. So over here, in order to demonstrate that to you, I'm going to declare an integer variable. So int like months, yeah, and initialize this to months, our enum name dot months dot January. So we should get an error. Yeah. It says cannot implicitly convert type demo.csdemo.months to int. An explicit conversion exists, or you're missing a cast. So what you should do over here is you should convert this to an int. You have to do explicit conversion, and now that error is gone. There's even one more day on how we can achieve the same thing. Before doing that, I'm just going to print the value of month onto the console. So console.writeLine. Go ahead and run the program. So F5. Program is building. Okay, both succeeded. And it prints out 0 because that's the, or as I said, the compiler over here is going to set Jan 0. But if we were to do something like this, then actually we had to initialize Jan, like months from 1, right? So I'm just gonna initialize that to 1, and like I said, Feb is gonna be 2, and March is gonna be 3, and so on. Okay, 1, just like that. Okay, now let me show you the second way how we can do the same thing. So I'm just gonna select this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cast this to months, and over here I'm going to say 1, just like that. So what this will do is it's going to get this member over here, and we have enum member over here, and we need to change int to a var, just like that. We have an error which is gone. So this is of type enum. Okay, it has to be of that type. And now I'm just going to run the program. Control plus F5. Okay, it prints out Jan. If we were to set this to something else, for example, 3, run the program again. This time it should print out the third value, or the third enum member. In our case, it's March, right? So that is correct. So let's go ahead and close that. So in the first way that I showed you, what we were doing is we were getting the enum value by casting the enum member to an integer. So in this way, what we're doing is we're kind of finding out the enum member by the enum value. So that's what we did in both of the places. So they're not similar, they're like different. We're finding out different things. Now I just want to share one more thing with you. That is, an enum can be of any other, a numeric type except for a string. Okay? Let me just prove that to you. So I'm going to inherit this enum from byte. Right? And over here, we can set Jan to any, we can set all of these enum members to any enum value, but it should be inside the range of a byte. That is 0 to 255. So we given 255, then we get no error. But if it is more than that, like 256, then we get an error. Okay, so it says constant value 256 cannot be converted to a byte. So I'm gonna inherit enum from string now. String. And over here itself, we get an error. So let's check what the error is. It says type byte short, byte s byte short, u short int, u int long, or u long expected. So those are the numeric types. As I said, you can't have a string over there. Now I hope you have understood that enums in C#. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks for watching and goodbye till the next video.